All right, so it's about 2 o'clock and I'm heading out of the office. I helped a few clients with some issues today. And that's really about it. So I had AI write up a script for me, but it's just kind of one of those days, you know, those, like I said before in one of my videos, these rainy days, like I swear, like nobody calls, like it's just so dead, like nothing going on. Had a bunch of like, you know, BS, like, you know, scam calls, but that's about it. So last week I had a client call me up and basically say that one of her clients received a bunch of invoices from them totaling over $150,000, and in one of these messages they asked for the recipient to pay with this different ACH number, and they did. This is the second time that I've heard of something like this, where someone receives a message and it says, hey, we have a new ACH number and here's like hundreds of thousands of dollars in bills, go ahead and pay this, and then the idiot pays it. So I convinced them to sign up with the Barracuda software. And then my second biggest client, they had some kind of weird like email issue today as well. So I wrote them a lengthy email about all the benefits and features and all that stuff of the Barracuda software. And that would actually be a really, really good one to get if I was able to get it, because I'm getting $3.50 a license starting now anyways. I have another client that only charges like $1 a month per license, and it's kind of a strain on my budget, but I do it anyway because they're my biggest client, and you know, I would do, you know, I go above and beyond for them. So if I get this other one though, it'd probably be about, I don't know, maybe about, I don't know, 40 or 50 mailboxes. So 50 times 3. So it'd be about another $150, $200 a month in profit, which I love that, because, you know, that's the kind of stuff that you make that money even while you're sleeping. And so one of the things that I've been working on or studying or researching for the last few days is cold email marketing. And there's some websites out there like Clay and like clay.com and a couple other ones that help you to source email addresses, and then you can just have AI or kind of do it yourself as well to compose the message and just blast out, you know, a bunch of local independents. Like with Clay, it looks like you can just do a search for, you know, business owners in Lee's Summit, and it'll create like, you know, 50 to 100 of them, and then there's your list. And you could also use other services, and Clay allows you to do that too, but to scrape for more information, so you can tailor those messages that you're sending to these prospective clients so that it kind of resonates more with, or makes them believe that you're local, or lets them know you're local, and kind of makes them believe that you know a little bit about them, which kind of helps them to let their guard down. And so that's what I'm going to be working on when I get home tonight. The website's pretty much like, you know, all these websites are done in the sense of like being ready for, all right, phone cut off. I'm gonna stitch this up later. So those other websites are done, and the only thing I need to do is just add more content as time goes by, more backlinks to these pages that are starting to rank in the search engines. So that's the next thing, is email marketing. And what I think is like really, really hilarious is that, you know, just like, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, I had a really good prospective client that just called up out of Google, wasn't even like, you know, and that's kind of the way it's been, honestly, with me, because business has been so good for me over the last like 3 years or so. No advertising, had the website out there, that's about it, that's collecting leads, you know. And so I had this Italian company that called me up like, hey, we want you to set up a server for us, and I basically told them to go buzz off, because they wouldn't sign up for the managed IT services also, which, you know, now in hindsight was kind of a mistake, because who knows where that could have like led to. They were kind of going down this road where, you know, they had an IT department in Italy and all this kind of stuff, and I was like, okay, well, you know, I'm not coming in just to set up a server and then just get out. And, you know, in hindsight, what I need to do is get out of that. For real, I know for sure I'm not going to pass that up these days. But what I need to do is get out of the mindset that, you know, they have to, you know, give me monthly money or I'm going to help them. That's the way that I'm going to be focused and driven. But for right now, the plan is just to pick people up, pick clients up. That's pretty much like the main goal right now. So, and with that client, to be honest with you, I was kind of thinking stupidly a couple months ago. You know, I would have probably went in there, to be 100% honest with you, like an idiot. I'd have went in there and I would have set their server up, Active Directory, all that stuff. I would have set it all up. I would have sourced the server from Dell. I'd have did all that, and I'd have probably only charged them about for 2 hours of service, because that's all it really takes. You know, I'd have probably made anywhere from $250 to $500 off of that client, and then been done. So in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, hey, you know, I don't want to do that. Like, that's, you know, I'm tired of being a hired gun. You know, I want to be a managed IT service provider. So, but in hindsight, what I should have done is I should have said, okay, I will bid this job, and then tell them it was going to be $5,000. They'd probably said yes, to be honest with you, because all they needed was a one shot setup, and that's all I needed. And the truth of the matter is I see all these ridiculous ass quotes from these other service providers, and these companies pay that shit like it ain't nothing. Like I said in one of these videos recently, I saw a Sage quote for upgrading Sage on a server. It was $5,000, and all it was going to be, I swear to God, all it would have been was they would have made a backup of the database. They would install the new version, opened the new version, made sure that there weren't any error messages, and if there were, guess what they would have done? They would have called Sage Tech Support for further assistance. That would have literally taken them 30 minutes to an hour maybe. And I know how these guys do it. They're real crafty. So they would have like planned an outage and told you to be off for a while, for 4 to 6 hours or whatever. And then they would have waited to the very last minute to tell you to log back on and then collect that $5,000. So I want to get into that game. I want to get into that business. I want to get into this thing where, because I think I might have mentioned this before, but back in the day, I worked for a small IT company, and I used to remember, you know, like, they sent out a bid one time to set up, this is back in the day, like early 2000s. One of the clients had an Active Directory server, and they wanted to enable email, you know, old school POP SMTP email on the server. That service is already built into the server. All they would have had to do was turn it on, and the company I was working for told them they were going to charge them $5,000 to enable that feature. This is back in the early 2000s. Probably 2003, 2004, and they were asking $5,000. So my dumb ass is like doing shit for $250. So I got to get out of that habit. I got to get out of that habit, because, you know, the thing is that I need to get out of this mindset, and maybe you do too, that we're out here providing hourly support. We're not. We're providing the end results. They didn't have it before, now they have it. They didn't have Sage upgraded before, now they got the new version. They didn't even have a server, now they got a server. The end results. So that's what I'm gonna be focused on, and get my mind in the right spot to start working and thinking of the end result for the client. And in fact, I really just need to, like, I don't know what, I just have trouble focusing, man. What I need to do is even with my current clients, anything desktop related, sure, $125 an hour, no problem. But anytime somebody brings a server in now, I got to get away from that shit. I got to be like, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and quote you a price, or just bill them this fucking, at least get $1,000 for any server setups moving forward. Just a project fee. Just something that, you know, maybe my mind can comprehend, to make it, you know, make me feel a little easier sending a client, you know, one of my good clients, $1,000 or $2,000 bill for a couple hours worth of work. Because if they were to fire me and go find somebody else, that's what somebody else would do for them. And the other thing is that I'm a Microsoft Certified Systems Administrator. I spent years and years and years studying for those tests. 6 tests. Years, man, years. Flunked a shit ton of them. Kept it going. Same thing with A+ and Net+. Studied and studied and studied. So That's what they're paying for. All that time I spent studying, all that time I was in college, all the experience that I've had, all that crap. I need to get out of this hourly shit for doing stuff. So just you know, crappy day, not a lot done. I did get a script written so that I think I might have showed on this video yesterday where I want, as soon as you hit the site, a little video pops up in the bottom right hand corner, and I want that. I need that, because what that'll do is that'll show the client me, so let their guard down, get a little bit of a speech about what Kansas City Tech is, how I can help you, all that kind of stuff. Get that all done, and so by the time they've already heard from me and they know that I can take care of whatever the heck that they want, boom, just call. That's all you gotta do, call. You ain't even gotta look at the website. Most people are lazy. Like I told you, most people are not gonna sit on your website and look at every single page. They're not even gonna look at 2 or 3 pages. They're gonna look at the page that they need to, and maybe they might swing by your About Us page, or if you got a pricing page, you know, a lot of cheapskates will definitely go look at your prices. But that's about it. They're gonna find it, and you gotta have them ready. You gotta have the phone number big as day for them to call you instantly. If not, if they can't find the number, they're gonna click back. Or if you make it hard for them to contact you, they're gonna click that back button, and you lost them. They're gone forever. And you know, all that money you spent in advertisement or email list or whatever, it's worthless. So that's my next thing, working on this email list. So I think I'm coming up on 30 days here, like within the next couple days. And I'm gonna try to put together a little video of, you know, all the results that I've seen so far and all the things that I've done so far to help grow this business. Because again, up until last month, before I got this office, I wasn't even concerned. I was just thinking, oh, new customers just follow the sky. Now I'm you know, deliberately trying to get new clients, and it's hard. So being someone starting their own business, man, the last 30 days, I have provided 0 assistance for you at all. Like I you know, if it was judged on, did I pick up a client? The answer is no. And that's what this channel, and that's what, you know, moving into the office, and that's what the last 30 days has all been like, getting new clients. But, you know, guess what? It's a learning process. And, you know, it's got to be one of them things where, you know, I got to find 5 billion fucking reasons why, or, you know, things that didn't work before I find that one that does work. And I know with cold emails, man, that's an art in itself. So I'm not really like expecting too much, but I was just thinking, you know, just to pop the name out there, just to get your name out there, to get Kansas City Tech in people's mailboxes. You know, I know it's kind of annoying and a nuisance sometimes, but dude, I get bookkeeping, you know, services, cleaning service emails all the time. I don't even look at that stuff or care about it. I just throw it away. If it reaches my junk mail, I just, because it's not going to reach my inbox, because you know, I use Barracuda, so nothing getting into the inbox. So that's it for today. Just another pissy day. Nothing really happening, nothing really going on. Didn't pick up any clients. You know, don't really feel like I'm really all that more close to getting any new clients, but it's the way that it goes. You know, I'm just gonna keep grinding, keep hustling every day at the office, every day doing something, every day working on something until something catches, whether that be, you know, a video, because the thing is, the whole video thing is out of my comfort zone. The whole email stuff's out of my comfort zone. So I've got to get into the uncomfortable zone. And, you know, LinkedIn and pressing the flesh is not my comfort zone. But I know that I've got to, you know, branch out and try to find out how other people are getting these clients, because it can't just be spend $5,000 a month on Google Ads. Because I just got this sneaking suspicion, man, that Google Ads, even though it works, that Google Ads is like slowly becoming the phone book. You know, yeah, it's out there. Yeah, everybody knows to go look at it, but are people really doing it? Are people really? Maybe they are. They probably are, but not as much as they used to. You know, I want to get into the, you know, there's some local like Instagram ads that are running for local businesses around here that I see all the time, and they seem pretty effective. So I'm gonna start looking into that also. So that's it for today. Did 130 in sales last year, just trying to build my business, got an office, just keeping it going, trying new stuff, SEO the site out, gonna try new stuff, working to grow this business. If you like this kind of content, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that, and I'm out.